Hello, Plate of the Month subscribers. We have a new release for you this month, PMC-56 and PMC-57. Carnival and Floral. Two really pretty plates, very different feel for each plate, hopefully to appeal to everybody. So let's start with PMC-56, which is our Carnival plate. Got a couple of looks planned for you today, and I'm going to show you how to use the roller coaster image that's right in the center here. Lots of little tiny bits to put together with these two guys who are having a blast on the roller coaster. So let's zoom in and get started, and I will show you how to put them together. Okay, zoomed in nice and far. Now, on the back of your spec sheet is your how-to. So we try and take the most complicated images and give you the step-by-step guide so that it's a little bit easier to orient yourself on the plate and find what you need to make each look come together. So with this guy, he's right in the center, and there's a whole bunch of different little bits. This plus this plus this. You get the idea. On each of these images though, there's a couple of different colors. So let's show you how I go about putting those together. Let's lay that down so we can see it. All right. Now on our plate, our roller coaster guy is kind of all over here in this area. Here's the little cart itself, faces, some details for the cart. And this is their hair. More details for the cart. And then of course their shirts with their arms up in the air enjoying their ride. So let's start with this guy with the cart. Got a red here, 009. There's our cart. And then a lighter color here I'm going to use for their faces. Now this is faces and hands. So you want to make sure you get all the little bits that go along. And then we are going to scrape in that direction so that we don't combine these two. So you can go either this way or that way. And let's just do, I've got my stamper ready to go because I don't want this little guy into place. Just decide how you want him to be oriented on the nail. And I'm going to throw him just kind of on an angle here. There's really no wrong way to do it. You can arrange the track itself just based on where you end up putting this down. Okay, number one. So the second one image here is their hair and some details. Do I want to do that second? The other thing we could do is put down their shirts, but yeah, I don't really think it matters the order. Sometimes order matters. I don't think in this case it does. So let's do our details with maybe just some brown. And then we'll do one of the guys' hair brown as well, just to make it easy. And then I'm going to use just just the gold here. Got it right next to me because I plan to put a little bit of gold details on our fancy roller coaster cart here. Okay, so we've got both those guys out and ready to go. Now we have to decide which way to scrape so that we don't kind of mush everything together too much. So let's kind of go on an angle so that this gold is kind of going off and away. I'm ready to scrape right behind because these are some teeny details. And let's get these cleaned off as quickly as we can. And now we're going to come in here and line this up. I'm basically aiming for where I know the hair goes. And I think the other detail we're dealing with right there is basically the holding rail and the little, I guess, wheels. Do you have wheels on a roller coaster? They look kind of wheelie. All right, so those just kind of fall into place. Now, our next details, I want to do, let's wait and do their little arms last. So stinking cute. Okay, let's do the details here on the cart. And I'm going to do them gold. I'm using 003. scraper ready to go. I always have my scraper kind of right there ready to pick up, even if it's not a super fine image. That's essential if you're stamping something super fine, but I don't know, I always just have it ready to go, and then you're gonna get the best pickup possible if it's scrape and lift instantly. Okay, so there's a void here for us to aim at, which is nice. Give it a press. Nice push, a little wiggle, make sure that it comes off. Now we've got some details on our cart. Okay, so now let's give them some shirts. They need some clothes and some bodies would be nice, I guess. Let's go, how about a blue shirt and a pink shirt? Guy and a girl. Okay. We could probably lift these at the same time. Now let's lift them separately. If you lift them at the same time, then you got to kind of fiddle around putting them down and make sure you don't clip part of one while you're putting the other one down. Just makes it a little bit easier. Let's do this one first. Over on the edge, easy to grab. Okay. Scrape and lift. Get rid of the extras. Okay, so we're aiming for giving this guy a body and a neck. Little arms end up where his little hands are, just kind of by default. And then, now I'm gonna cheat here. Let's see if this works. It doesn't always work. Just gonna kind of scrub without having to use my polish remover and clean out that image. Let's see if it worked. Sometimes you get away with this, sometimes not so much. Totally got away with it. Nice. Because if there's dried polish in that image, the chances of it lifting become a little smaller, right? Getting a full image if there's something dried in there. Take your time. Slip that guy into place. Check it out. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Look at those guys. Okay. At this point, I will often take my top coat, because this is Cocoa and Claire gel polish on the bottom, the color we're using today. Blush Lilac, number 157. When I get to this stage, like how many stamps have we done here? 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5, 6 already. Now, do I want to risk coming in with my track and maybe not putting it where I want it? No, not after I've done all that stamping. So I will come in with my top coat. Let's see if I can open this without having to put that down. Not gonna happen. So I'll come in with my top coat and give it a cure, seal that guy in there, because I know that that's, you know, where he's gonna stay and I don't wanna have to redo him. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. Just because it's clear doesn't mean it doesn't have to be perfect. Yes, it does. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm gonna cure that for 45 seconds. Then I'm gonna come and put in my track, and that way, if I lay the track down and I'm not loving where it's at, I can literally just take my polish remover, remove it, and go again. Just a little insurance policy. I often do that when we're dealing with images that have a lot of layers. Okay, give this a full 45 and you can listen to me, I don't know, blather on. Normally what I would do is set this aside and, I don't know, clean my plate, pick out some new colors, make sure I'm loving the colors I've picked. I've always got a million colors here begging to be used. So I used a dark blue, kind of similar to the one that's on here, when I put my little look, this little look together. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I don't like the way this kind of just stops. So we're gonna do this differently. I'll show you how. And did we get any in here? I don't think we did. So I think we're safe to just go again. Don't have to clean off the plate. All the way to the back there. Okay. Scrape and lift. Take off all our extras. Okay. So let's go right there so that our tracks look like they're appropriate. And what I did last time was I just took this and popped it on the nail beside, a continuation. However, it just kind of ends. So instead of doing it that way, I'm going to clean that off, use my sticky pad. I'm going to clean this guy off just to make sure. And then I'm going to lift just this part again. I don't need the rest, just the little bits. Get rid of our cotton candy there, we don't need that. Okay, so that's nice and clean. Now, if I set that aside like that, I can kind of picture where it would go on to the next one. And then just come across and have it be completed. So cute. Okie doke. Did I seriously just say okie doke? Okay, it's a Monday. Okay, let's put the fun fair up above here just to fill this, I don't know, big empty space. Don't like how it's just kind of naked up there. So I'm going to use the red. Red and the gold will make it look like a neon kind of fun sign. Pop these out of the way so I don't get polish on them. Okay, scrape and pick up. Do I like the pickup? You know what? We're coming over top of the red here with the gold. So I don't think that it matters that you can see on the fair there underneath. It's a little bit of voids down there, but it doesn't matter because we're coming with a second layer that's going to fill that in anyway. So let's just put it on a bit of an angle. Play off the angle below. Perfect. Now we'll grab the gold and lift this guy. Put that down here just so that I can get a better scrape so that this guy doesn't have voids. Because this one is the outline, but you can see it's fairly solid at the bottom, so it's going to fill it in anyway. There we go. Okay, so scrape and lift, boom, boom. Don't love it. Didn't scrape quite hard enough. See how there's extra at the top there. So clean it off. Let's give that a quick wipe. Make sure it's cleaned out, make sure it's dry. Grab our gold again. Scrape again. I'm going to press a little bit harder this time. Here we go. And now take your time lining things up. I always pick a couple of points to aim at. just as I'm getting closer. Give it a good push because they're pretty fine images, and I took my time getting down there, and then lift away. Perfect. Really cute. Okay, I love it. I love it. Now I've got a couple of hairs on the back of my little shorty here, a little miss. So I will pop her out often and just lay her onto the sticky pad and back in. And then the best way to get that back in properly and seated again is just to give a nice roll over top of your sticky pad. And boom, it's back in place and ready to go. Okay. Quick tip. Let's do the swing, one of the rides on the next one. And I'm gonna start with a little bit of texture in behind, just to give something in behind. I'm gonna use 17. Linny loves lavender. It's kind of a tone on tone over top of this image. This is designed to go over top of the stripes, sort of with that whole circus tent kind of feel, but I like using this just by itself. So blow up a little bit of that on there. It's really fine, so have this guy ready. And then you just get that kind of textury, spotted little something. There. Love it. I think we might want to do that on a couple of them. So let's do that right now when it's done. Probably could have gotten away with not cleaning that to do it a second go if you go right away. And let's kind of move to the other side so that it's a little bit different than the one we just did. Something else you can do is turn it so that it's different than the one you just did if you don't want them all to look exactly the same. Clean off the extras. Okay, so let's put our swing over top of that now. And that's all right here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to start with red. Line here. Put it on one of these guys. Such a deep, gorgeous red. Blue red, I just love this one. Scrape and lift. Let's just kind of go over to the side a little bit, just so that it's a little bit, I don't know, not so right in the middle. It can look good too, but if you are going for right in the middle, you have to get it right in the middle. Otherwise it looks misplaced. Okay, I don't even need to clean there. My stamper, or my scraper, however, is getting pretty covered with stuff here, so give it a little wipe. And let's go with gold here for the next details. Just keep everything kind of same colors and everything a little bit coherent. And get rid of the extras. So right now what I'm aiming for is right in here. Whoops, get my thumb out of the way. Right in here. Just gonna lay that post in the right spot. Get the bottom in the right spot. And in theory, the top will just fall into place. Looks good. Can be tricky when you're dealing with lines like that. It's good to just hover over top, get it into position, and then just kind of commit, give it a push. All right, let's grab number 48, just a sparkly purple for our swings. Staying in this purple, red, and gold kind of theme here. And there's our swings. There we go. Hours of fun at the fair. Okay, and this guy, I think what I want to do on him is just something super simple and show you how pretty this carousel looks. I'm gonna use that same purple. Number 48. Okay, I'm gonna scrape off to the side and lift right away. Probably don't need that because we're gonna go off to the edge here, so. Just offset it slightly. There. Really cute. Okay, for our last nail, let's try